Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Fireboys. And this new documentary is from directors Jake Hochendonner and Drew Dickler. And this focuses on the Pine Grove chapter of incarcerated youth firefighting. And this is something I had no idea was a thing, and also perturbs me quite a bit to find out that a lot of the firefighters in California, which I've watched a lot of California fire documentaries recently, there's a lot coming out. It's a very topical thing. And I've seen Only the Brave and stuff, Playing with Fire. But like Only the Brave, I love that film, and finding out that like a lot of those firefighters in California are incarcerated people, basically trying to pay off their debts to the government, and some of them are juvenile incarcerated people, and it's just like, what? So that first off shocked me. So kudos to this film for even bringing this to light. But this is a really informative documentary about this situation. And I never really knew about it, and I learned a lot from this documentary. And it took an interesting visual approach of, you have obviously what's going on screen, which is all the interactions with these young men, with each other, on the job, with their captains, stuff like that. And while they're doing their jobs, you get these text entries that pop up subtly on the screen to give you perspective and some background. And I thought it worked effectively in this film. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of that. It's just like, I'm not here to read a book on like TV, like on a screen and stuff like that. But like how it layered what was going on, because you would have that text popping up, you'd have what's going on actually in action on screen, and then you have great voiceover of these young men talking about their experiences, their perspectives, their lens on these duties that they have and the situation that they're in. And I thought that was interesting, and it gives you such a great perspective on what's going on here straight from the young men who are living it. And I thought that was a great way of going about this, because, you know, you could just make an informative documentary about this kind of thing and investigate, like, how ethical is stuff like this. And, like, they don't go headlong into being, like, challenging the ethics of this, but it poses it enough to give you that perspective to make you think on your own. And, you know, a good documentary can do that. It makes you think about the broader story outside the realms of this documentary. And when it can accomplish that, that's something special. This film does. And you spend a lot of time with these young men. You get to know them. You get to understand their friendships, their familial relationships for some of them, and the hierarchy and their perspectives on what's going on and what they have to go through. And that gives it such a more personal and human connection to this story, which is essential because that's what this is trying to talk about. It's a very personal tale. There's strong camera work. It's engrossing. It's an interesting documentary to watch. And in the end, it has emotional moments where you do connect with these young men and you care about them. And now I'm someone who's interested in learning more about this and like what they're doing to like, should this be continued? That's an interesting moral question that doesn't get confronted per se in the film, but gives you enough to make you think and sit there and think about it afterwards. I'm still sitting here after watching the film and getting a chance to review it, thinking about like, is this something they should be doing? And they're getting paid like $4 an hour when actual people get paid $20 an hour. It's a lot of like indentured servitude, and that's basically what it is. And it's really shocking that this is a thing today, and I appreciate the efforts and the honesty and the bravery of those involved in this film to bring this to light, because I think this is definitely a documentary worth checking out. But those are my thoughts on Fireboys. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.